Hello and Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 5. Today I'll be presenting for the E1 project that is Water Quality Monitoring and Analysis. This is my groupmate. First one is me, Adam Daniel bin Abdul Hadi, Khairun Sofia binti Harun, Leong Diok bin, Lu Zemian and Muhammad Arshad Sheikh Urai. In this test, we have 3 tests. So for the first test is Total Suspended Solid test. Total suspended solid is the dry weight of suspended particles that are not dissolved in a sample of water that can be trapped by a filter that analyzes using a filtration apparatus. Water quality parameter that used to assess the quality of specimen of any type of water or water body. It is high levels of total suspended solid will increase the water temperature and decrease dissolved oxygen levels in the water. Now let's move on to the objective of total suspended solid test. It is to determine the concentration of total suspended solids in the water sample. So for the apparatus and material, firstly we will use vacuum filter, desiccator and glass microfilter. So for the procedure of this experiment, firstly the filter paper will weigh on the analytical balance and then the filter paper placed on the filter apparatus. After that the vacuum will be applied and 100mm filtered in the well mixed sample. Note that the volume can be larger than 100ml if total suspended matter is low. And then the filter paper will dry in an oven at 103°C to 105°C for at least 1 hour. After that, after the drying process completed, the filter paper will cool in a desiccator and weigh again. The drying cycle repeated until a constant weight was attained until the weight loss not more than 0.5 mg. The second test in the E1 project is biochemical oxygen demand test. So, biochemical oxygen demand is the amount of oxygen consumed by the bacteria and other microorganisms while they decompose organic matter under aerobic conditions at a specified temperature. A good quality of water indicated by the low BOD value, while high BOD does indicate bad quality or a polluted water. It indicates the amount of organic pollution that present in the aquatic system. So the objective of this test is to determine the biochemical oxygen demand of the water sample.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Muhammad Arshad. I'll continue with biological oxygen demand. The apparatus required for this experiment are DO meter, hot plate stirrer, BOD bottle and incubator. The reagents required are phosphate buffer, magnesium sulfate, calcium and ferric chlorides. So then let's see the procedure. Firstly, BOD nutrient is prepared using 1 liter distilled water and 1 ml of each of the reagent. Then 100 ml of prepared sample is added into 300 ml of BOD nutrient. After the mixture is stirred and HCl or NaOH is mixed in order to maintain desired pH. After settling, the solution is filled into BOD bottle and the initial DO is recorded. The bottle free of air is kept in incubator for 5 days at 20°C and after 5th day, BOD is calculated using the formula below.
And now, for the last test in the E1 project is the alkalinity test. Alkalinity is a measure of capacity of a solution to neutralize a strong acid. It was made up of calcium, magnesium carbonates, bicarbonates, chloride and sulfates. It is an important parameter for the assessment of the surface water quality and the corrosive behavior of water as well as for water and wastewater treatment. So what is the objective? It is to determine the alkalinity of the water sample.
Now then for apparatus we require pH meter, burette, beaker, measuring cylinder and magnetic stirrer. The reagents required are HCl and distilled water. So then let's see the procedure. Firstly, pH electrode and beaker is rinsed with distilled water, then 100 ml of sample is transferred into the beaker. Then we dip the pH electrode and stir the sample using magnetic stirrer. Make sure that both electrodes and stirrer are not in contact with each other. Once the value becomes constant, record the pH. After that, 0.02 molar HCl is then added, incrementing at a rate of 0.2 ml into the beaker. Record the pH. After each addition, stir the solution gently and record the pH when it is constant. The process is repeated until pH measured becomes 4. Data obtained should be recorded in a table and a curve between pH and volume of HCl must be plotted in order to compute alkalinity to pH 4.5 parts per million calcium carbonate. Thank you.
So this is the data collected from SKAB Group 5, and the first parameter is dissolved oxygen at 6.83 within the range of class 2. And for the pH, it is 7.97 within the class 1 to 3. For your information, class 1 is the most clean water, while class 5 is the most dirty water. For electrical conductivity, it is 939 within the range of class 1 and class 2A. For salinity, it is 0.007 ppt, equivalent to 0.07 mg per liter, so it is within the range of class 1, which is good. The total dissolved solid is only 97, far below the range of 500 for class 1. For temperature, it is 31.4°C, higher than 25° normal, so it is under class 2 until class 3. So for overall classification, we will choose this river water is class 3 because it is more dirty for all parameters.
My name is Sofia Binti Harun, and I will be presenting the discussion part for the first two tests. The first test is alkalinity test. The alkalinity of the water is the measure of its capacity to neutralize acids. Alkalinity is significant in many uses and treatments of natural waters and wastewaters. Alkalinity measurements are used in the identification and control of water and wastewater treatment process. In this experiment, hydrochloric acid is used to determine the pH value of water sample. Readings of pH are taken for every 0.2 ml hydrochloric acid added. From the graph plotted, the volume of hydrochloric acid at pH 4.5 is 2.26 ml, while the alkalinity of water sample to pH 4.5 is 22.6 ppm calcium carbonate. The second test is BOD test. In the BOD test, low BOD value indicates good water quality. From this experiment, the BOD value at 5 days is 6.48 mg per liter with dilution factor of 0.25. Therefore, the water quality is poor, hence indicates that organic matter present and microorganisms are decomposing the waste.
My name is Yongbin, and now I will discuss about total suspended solid. Based on the data given, we have found that the total suspended solid for both sample 1 and sample 2 are 5.5 mg per liter and 3.4 mg per liter respectively. However, there are some precautions in order to increase the accuracy of the result. We can test at least 3 to 5 samples to increase the accuracy of the result. Other than that, if the weight of the residual is less than 1 mg per liter, we should increase the volume of the sample to get at least 1 mg per liter of residue. Conclusion: BOD test. The BOD value of the sample obtained in this experiment is 6.48 mg per liter. Total suspended solid. The total suspended solid in both sample 1 and 2 are 5.5 mg per liter and 3.4 mg per liter respectively. Alkalinity. When the pH is 4.5, the volume of the titrant added is 2.26 ml. The alkalinity of this sample is 22.6 ppm CaCO3. Thank you. That's all from the presentation.